Are we live? Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Mic check. Okay, sweet. Okay, sweet. Okay, we're live all the way around. I just saw it happen with my own eyes. Cooley just netted one for Utah. Utah makes this thing a 2-1 game against Florida. There is a little bit of action going on late tonight. It is 10:40. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another show. This is GVS, where I talk all things sports. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. It helps out a lot. Okay, one thing that I want to get out there, because it's on everybody. Oh, great save by Bobrovsky, and the puck's still loose. Come on. Okay, this thing might turn a little bit interesting because, hey, Panthers were up 2-0. And I was like, yeah, we can start okay, here comes Verhaeghe. Come on, Carter. Oh, beautiful. Oh my gosh, what a save. And more chippiness, more Rough Riders. Okay, dude, this game between Utah and Florida, this thing has gotten chippy at the end. Love hockey. But yeah, I figured, okay, there's 7 minutes to go in the game. It's 2-0. Might as well start the stream. This game might end by the time the stream's about halfway through. Let's not worry about it too much. But all of a sudden we got a game here. Utah's making this thing interesting, making it 2-1. But that's neither here nor there as that goes to the commercial break. The first thing that I want to talk about and address, because it's on everybody's mind, is what's going on in LA with all the wildfires. Hopefully everything's, people can be safe and get to a safe spot and stuff. That's really unfortunate, and it just sucks. It's tough. In fact, one of my aunts, her family, because my uncle, my aunt, they got married way back in 2008, I want to say, and we went to a big, the parents were pretty wealthy, well off, but Amityville, one of the, I don't know, it started with an A, but we went to this big nice house, and my mom just randomly was like, hey, do you remember the house that they got married in? And I was like, no, because I was 8, and she's like, well, look at what's going on. I had no clue. So that's really unfortunate. Hopefully, people can be safe, find a safe spot to go. So my heart goes out to the people in California right now. So a lot of stuff, sports-wide, NBA, a lot of NBA games were canceled. There was some news that Kawhi Leonard left the Clippers with his family to evacuate LA. Goes without saying, the Kings and the Flames, they rescheduled their game. So a lot of stuff going on in the LA area, really canceled. So we're not even going to talk about it because those games aren't happening. The other thing too, big news out of the NFL, because it's a big playoff game coming up, there is the potential of, for people's safety, where the Vikings versus Rams game is played in Arizona. So that's pretty interesting. But hopefully, first responders, firefighters, they can get it under control. Just wildfires happen, and I wouldn't, not terrible, you wish no harm upon anybody. So hopefully everybody can be safe and get to, safe spot. So, all right, now let's continue. What I want to do in this show, try to bring a little bit of a lighter mood, because we, some serious stuff, because people's livelihoods are at stake. I want to talk about the NFL a little bit, and then go to the NBA, the NHL, and then finish up a little bit with college hoops. Got it all here because I can't find my notebook that I write all my notes down in. And so hopefully one of these days I can find that little notebook and we can just continue working, because I can't make a new one because it's I just barely started one. So we'll get a little bit more professional looking here. But let's start right now with the NFL. And the first thing that I want to talk about, because it's a big story that's going around lately, and I'll be honest, I don't get it and I don't understand it. What it is McCarthy is, JJ McCarthy, who's drafted number 10 overall to the Vikings. He suffers this injury. He hasn't played at all this season. It's been mostly Sam Darnold, who has rejuvenated his career and gave himself, I'd say he bought himself probably 3 more years in the NFL. There's a lot of talks going around in the league where it's what if, if you were the Vikings right now, and that there are teams that are pretty quarterback hungry, why not trade for him, get draft capital? I seriously don't understand like where all that is coming from, because you still want to develop this quarterback. Why would the Vikings want to give him up? Like, I know you're desperate for a quarterback, but Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, they all have as much NFL experience as JJ McCarthy does, because McCarthy hasn't taken one snap yet. So it's a risk either way. If you want to trade him away, then bring him on. Like, see what I mean? So like, I personally think it's a little silly. I wouldn't make that trade. I'd keep McCarthy, let him learn under Sam Darnold for about a year and a half a year, kind of like, because Kirk Cousins, a lot of people were wondering why the hell did they sign Kirk Cousins to a long deal if they just drafted Michael Penix Jr. Look how that worked out. Kirk Cousins was underperforming, and they're like, hey, you know what? It's time to, cut the cord. Michael, get in there, and look at what happens. Penix has been pretty impressive. I mean, the Falcons don't wow, because he's a young QB. And realistically, he hasn't been playing live reps since the national championship. So he hasn't been playing full on, he hasn't played game situation since January. It's been 10 months. So yeah, he's going to be a little rusty, but that's neither here nor there. I think it'd be silly with how much the Vikings moved up to try to get JJ after 1 year in this fun, improbable run by Sam Darnold, to be like, well, JJ, it was nice knowing you. Pack your bags, you're headed to Tennessee. You're headed to Cleveland, which I'll get into that later in the stream, because when the stream's all done and I talk about my topics, I do want to look on, because ESPN has this thing where it's like best available. I do want to react to that. Maybe I can say that for another video, just depending on how long this stream takes. But I do, because I was looking at like Abdul Carter's #1 for Penn State, and it's like, are you sure he's the best one in the draft? So I did want to look at that and get a reaction out of that, but we'll probably do that a little later. Other news in the NFL, I did talk about maybe the moving of the Vikings-Rams game, but also Jalen Hurts is back for the Eagles. He was dealing with a concussion, and so he's back for practice and practicing with the Eagles as they prepare to play the Packers this weekend. And then the other last thing in the NFL that I wanted to talk about before I give my predictions on the wild card games and stuff, I am going to do a playoff bracket breakdown stream. That's going to come later, but I'll be here to say, if the Packers can't stack the box with 7 or 8 and stop Saquon Barkley, we're not winning the game. Eagles win. It's that simple. All right, the other thing that I want to talk about, though, before we move on to the NBA, is some big news going out in the NFL right now is the Raiders and how they just fired their head coach. And now there's a lot of talk with how Brady is going to have a big impact and a big say on who their next head coach is. A lot of people are running with the Shedeur Sanders and bringing on Deion Sanders and having the father-son tandem coming to town. I think that is all just, fart and wind. I don't think that's actually going to happen. I think, and I was kind of thinking this, when I made my Chapel Hill video on reaction when he went to the Tar Heels, is I really don't think Belichick is going to stay in college football forever. And I don't think I've ever seen this. It'd be pretty unprecedented. Look at that. The Panthers just netted an empty netter, and so they're up 3-1. They're going to beat Utah here. Oh, that was a big, that was like an 80-footer. Impressive. Hey, you get aggressive, you pull your goalie. Why are you pulling what the hell? Why are you pulling your goalie with 2 minutes left? You pull your goalie in under a minute? Oh, whatever. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Oh, back to the Raiders. I didn't think that Belichick was gonna be like the next Tar Heel great and be there forever. Like, he's so close. Well, no. Define close, but it is within reach to get the all-time wins record. And so I have a feeling that he's going to come back to the NFL and he's going to get it. It'd be unprecedented, and I don't think I've ever seen it where, a coach who signs a deal, hey, we get some money, you got your paycheck, you got the bag, we're going to start recruiting players, and then all of a sudden he's like, nah, I'm good, I'm going back to the NFL. Like, I don't think a coach has ever done that. The only person that I can think of that quit on their team or got traded or something right before Antonio Brown. I know Antonio Brown never played it down for the Raiders. I know Brett Favre, before they transitioned to Aaron Rodgers, like he got cut like 10 days before, but they found a place for him to go. And coaches get fired. Like I literally saw this like 2 seconds ago. Why can I not think of his name? Oh my gosh! Like there was a coach that got fired in the. Not a coach, a player. I'm thinking of Andrew Luck. It was like 18 days. Like they just got done with OTAs. They're about to hit the preseason, and like 18 days before the NFL kickoff, something like that. Like Andrew Luck's like, yeah, I'll retire. So like it'd be crazy, but like, I mean, with how crazy sports world is, I would not be surprised. You know, after letting him on to Chapel Hill, we give a rah-rah commencement speech, you know, in the basketball stadium, you know, you welcome me with open arms. I would not be surprised if Tom Brady's like, hey, coach, yeah, you know who it is, it's me. Do you want to be the coach for the Raiders? Oh, you do? Okay, well, see you in about 24 hours. Would not be surprised. Because, holy shit, this is all clicking in my head. Because he brought his son on. What if this was a move to get his son to be the head coach? Like they knew his son wouldn't, nepotism at its finest. Just throwing that out there. But like, because his son was the defensive coordinator and he was also the D coordinator at Washington. Yeah, what if he brought, oh my hell. That can't be it. That can't be why, but like, yeah, you bring your son on to be the D coordinator. You already know strategically you're going to go back to the NFL, and then you're going to have your son take over the reins. But instead of it happening in the course of about 3 years, it happened in the course of about 3 days, 3 weeks. Maybe, I don't, dude. Stranger things have happened in the world of sports. Okay, so let's continue. So that's all the NFL action. Let's talk about the NBA. We had potentially a finals matchup tonight with the Cavs and the Thunder. It was a great game. I did watch some of the, I was watching it at a distance when I went to pay some bills. The game was on, so I saw a little bit of the first quarter and how how Shea just exploded there in the first quarter, and how it was really close at halftime. I watched, as I did the watch along stream. Oh, here we go, another empty netter. Utah, maybe one day you'll learn. Dude, is that his second of the game? No, that's Australian. Okay. Well, Florida's going to get it done 4-1. Let's see if there's any other games going on right now. No, just Family Guy. Peter, the horse is here. Oh, Peter. So Panthers are going to get it done. They're going to beat Utah 4-1. But, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? So yeah, I just did a reaction to the end of that game. Jared Allen had a great game. And the Cavs were just barely able to edge out the Thunder. Like, it's just one of those things where few missed shots here, great defensive stops. These two, I have a feeling, like, knock on wood, if all teams stay healthy, this might be a finals matchup. And I'm going to say this for the rest of the season into the playoffs. I like how much parity there is in the league. I like how, Cavs, you could see the Cavs being maybe 4 seed, 5 seed, kind of like how they were last season. They're the 1 seed right now. They're a single-digit loss team. Thunder are a single-digit loss team. Like, young teams are now taking over the league. It's not Curry. It's not Steph. Steph is Curry. It's not Curry. It's not LeBron. It's not, Kyrie. It's not Dame anymore. It's not KD. It's these young guys that are coming up, which I like. It's really cool. It's real cool to see where, like, if the playoffs started today, truthfully, I don't know who could win it. I really don't know who could win it, because what if the Cavs played 2 bad games in a row and then they're beat by, you see what I mean? So it's just fun. It's interesting. So good game there. The Bucks beat the Spurs 121-105. Paulo Banchero, he's returning from his injury, the torn oblique earlier in the season for the Magic, so that's good news for the Orlando, because I think the Magic, they were the 3 seed at one point, were they not, if I'm not mistaken? And if you want to go far, you got to have healthy guys, and they've already lost Wagner with his knee, so I mean, Orlando's only going to go as far as they are healthy, so it's good to have him back. There were talks, and I do remember seeing this, and I'm going to touch up on it a little bit because it's one of those things. Again, we're talking trade talks with JJ McCarthy. Something that's been floating around a little bit is Bradley Beal and the fact that how the Suns might trade Bradley Beal in a package to get Jimmy Butler. When Bradley Beal got traded with Kristaps Porzingis, Jordan Poole, like there was that 4-team trade. Yes, because Marcus Smart went from the Celtics to the Grizzlies. Like there was all this movement. I remember this was like in the summer of 23, if I'm not mistaken. Is Bradley Beal a guy that can get a defensive shutdown or make that clutch shot? You know, when we're in the playoffs, we got about 2 minutes left, we're down 7. Is he the guy that can get a stop, you know, and huck up a 3, make things interesting? Or what kind of guy? Is he a guy that can get you there or not? And the little NBA that I've watched in my life, I've watched a lot of basketball, but like in the somewhat ball knowledge that I know, Bradley Beal he's not a bus driver. He's a bus rider. I know, no offense, you know, I'm not trying to take personal shots, but like, I feel bad that Washington kind of gave up on him. But I think that'd fall on the coaches and the GMs and the owner for not wanting to build around him. Maybe he wasn't that player originally, but like Bradley Beal is a great third option, maybe coming off the bench. He's not your 1 guy. He's not your 2 guy. It's kind of how it is. It's kind of how it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns got rid of him to try to bring in Jimmy Butler, because honestly, yeah, I'd put Beal and maybe a first-round package, ship it off to Miami, and say, all right, bring me Jimmy Butler. Okay, and then the Nuggets beat the Clippers. Nothing too crazy. Those were some of the better teams that played today, because there were other teams that were in the bottom of the East and West that played, but whatever. All right, in the NHL, some things that stood out tonight. I didn't personally see this because I haven't seen a Penguins game in a while, but Malkin's consistent, streak of 209 officially comes to an end. And then I also saw it tonight while I was streaming some Marvel's Rivals. Washington was able to get it done against Vancouver. They won it in overtime 2-1 to improve their record. I think Ovi is still 25 goals away from Wayne Gretzky's record. It's going to be fun, and I want to do it, so follow along. I want to do, just watch Ovi reach the record. I think he's going to reach it. And just for fun, because I did see the post that NHL posted, where they're like, tell us your prediction. When do you think Ovi's going to break the record? And they have like the game on March 1st, March 3rd, March 5th. And like they broke it down because like mathematically, no, he's not going to turn around and score 5 goals tomorrow. You know what I mean? They probably put it on a spreadsheet and like did the math. But I think it'd be fun where the biggest game for Washington is the last game of the season. I think it's April 17th. Yeah, it's like April 17th, April 12th. What better way to break Gretzky's record than first the kid, Sid versus Ovi. Ovi gets the record. Last game of the season. So I'll throw my, hat in the ringer and just say, woo, have that be the game that he breaks it. But honestly, he could catch fire, put 4 on Philly, 1 on the Wild, put 3 on Columbus or something like that. And then it's like, oh, look at that. He actually got it in the middle of March or something like that, which is probably what's going to happen. But to make it like that perfect storybook ending, like it'll make sense. It's probably going to be a home game, and it's going to be against a team that he's just made his little punk, if you catch my drift. Because gosh, which team, like how Brady, the most touchdowns Brady ever threw was against the Bills, or some dumbass stat like that, or Rodgers being like, I still own you to the Bears, where, Aaron Rodgers has made, Chicago his little bitch or something like that. Like one of those teams within the division in the Metro, it's like, okay, Ovi's always had a great game against them. Home team, boom, probably a double or a hat trick that night, and then that's when he breaks it. That's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. It's probably going to take a lap or 2. It's going to be fun. So, I want to watch that. I watch as he gets closer and closer, because he should have gotten it last season, but last year, it's been a tough 2 seasons for the Caps. They've always been they've been in the bubble, and it's pretty fun to see how well the Capitals are doing this season. Considering the last 2 years, they've been that 7th seed, 8th seed team. You know, fighting with 9 and 10 to see, okay, who's getting in. They've always been on the bubble, but this year it looks like, hey, knock on wood, we keep playing good hockey. They're gonna make it into the playoffs. All right, then Chicago beat the Avalanche 3-1. And then, as we just saw, Utah pulled their goalie twice, and 2 empty netters made this final score 4-1. Good hockey game. Things got real chippy. It was real fun, but it's Florida. You know, Florida's a chippy team right now. Nobody likes them. Everybody hates the Panthers, which, I mean, you win the Stanley Cup. It comes with the territory. Let's wrap up some more announcements. We've been streaming for quite a while, plus it's 11 o'clock, so we're going to do the best. We're going to do ESPN's mock draft tomorrow. We'll probably try to do that tomorrow morning. Again, if I don't get up, you know, sorry. But yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's talk about some March Madness, and then let me check the chat and see if you guys got any crazy sports tips that you want me to cover. So let me know, and then that's how we'll wrap up the show. Okay. All right. So today there was a couple of top 25 teams that had some action. Number 9, UConn, they lost tonight against Villanova, 68-66. They lost by 2 points. And then Texas A&M versus OU, a top 25 matchup. The Aggies were able to best the Sooners, 78-80. So 2 close games. College basketball is heating up. I haven't checked the rankings. I think the rankings are still, you know, actually, while we're here, let me just double check right now. I think Tennessee's still number 1, even though they lost the other day and got embarrassed by Florida. I don't think Florida's number 1. Let me double check. Okay, ESPN.com. College men's. Come on, work for me. Standings. Oh my god. Will you just tell me the rankings? Thank you. Oh, they haven't even updated it. Because it's Tennessee, Auburn, Iowa State, Duke, Bama, Kentucky. Kentucky lost to Georgia, Marquette, and Florida. I think Florida's going to jump. Florida's going to jump Marquette. They're going to jump Kentucky because Kentucky just lost. They'll probably, yeah. Didn't Auburn lose the other day too? Oh, let me double check. I could have sworn. No. They did hold off. Yes, they did hold off Auburn. No. Texas, my bad. Sorry, Texas. They beat Texas 87-82, even though, the Arthur kid, he scored 34 points in that game. Yeah, yes. I did remember reading that. I didn't write it down because I was like, whatever. Okay, so. But you got it. I mean, you beat the number 1 team in the country. You beat them by 30. Yeah, Texas, when the next rankings come out, they'll probably be number 1. Who else is? So Tennessee, Auburn, Iowa State, Duke, Alabama, Kentucky, Marquette, Florida, UConn, Texas A&M, Kansas, Houston, Illinois, Mississippi State, Oregon, Michigan State, Oklahoma, Gonzaga, Memphis, Purdue, West Virginia, UCLA, Ole Miss, Michigan, and hey, gig 'em, Utah State Aggies. Utah State, great. That's top 25. That's good to know. I'll know that for future as we move forward. Let's see, do we have any crazy good games tomorrow? Let's see about tomorrow. Oregon plays Ohio State. Hey, I think these 2 teams have played each other recently. Oregon plays Ohio State. Purdue plays the Rutgers, and then Washington plays Michigan State. So those are some of the bigger matchups. Top 25 playing tomorrow during Orange Bowl. Yeah. Penn State, yeah. Penn State, yeah. Penn State, Notre Dame tomorrow. I don't know, a bowl game. All I know is it's going to be a fun game. Okay, make it the Rose Bowl, make it the Orange Bowl, just make it any bowl you want. Just hopefully the game's good. But yeah, that is all I have for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button if I made you laugh, or if you think my sports takes are terrible and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta watch this baboon keep, making bad sports takes. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so YouTube will feed it to you. Hey, by the way, I just went live, so you can come clown on me a little bit more. I try to cover all things sports. My name's Vav, and I got nothing too much to say. Crazy show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna try to do the watch along, so stay tuned for that. Future plans. We're gonna do the watch along tomorrow for the Notre Dame versus Penn State game. Right now I'm rolling with the Irish. I want to see an Irish Texas Longhorns national championship. I think that'd be really fun. But I think Ohio State will have other plans. I think Penn State might have other plans. I don't want to see, okay, I'll make this rant real quick, and then we'll end the stream. Because it is 11 o'clock, and by damn, I need some shut-eye. I'm very tired. I don't want to see Ohio State play Penn State, because Penn State's going to shit the bed again. Like, how many times, did Penn State just come up empty-handed in that game in October? They were in Happy Valley. Penn State could have gotten the upset at home, and that game was just so boring. The James Franklin stat of him not being able to beat top 10 teams, it's glaring. Now, there's context to every single win on who they beat. For example, Brian Kelly with Notre Dame, he went 1-4 against teams that were in the top 25. I don't know this stat just magically out my ass. I read this 2 days ago. And then Marcus Freeman is 2-2. There's context to this because let's see who Brian Kelly played and all their squads that were healthy or not healthy. Georgia was mediocre this year, and they had a backup quarterback. Would it have been any different with Carson Beck? Maybe not. But when we look at the big picture, it's okay, yes, you beat a top 25 team in Georgia. Yay, good job. There's context to it still, because you're missing your main quarterback. Now, if your main quarterback beats you, in the case of, Oregon losing to Ohio State all those years ago, you lost. And it's but it's to our backup. Exactly. Not only was Cardale Jones the backup, he was the third string. You should have won. It's a rabbit hole, and people will discuss it forever. But, he's 2-2. Why the hell did I bring that up? Oh, because I don't want to see Penn State. I don't want to see Penn State versus Notre Dame. A Penn State versus Ohio State national championship that just is absolute, because Ohio State puts 21 on them in the first quarter, and then Drew Aller is just and throwing picks for the rest of the game. I do not want to see that shit. I want to see cinema, because by damn it, aesthetically, this is one of the best Final Fours, because the only team that has a logo on their helmet is Texas, and how classic is that logo? But we got, the gold domes, we got the solid whites, with Penn State, and then we got the scarlet grays with the Buckeyes. The aesthetic, it'd only be so much crazier if the Michigan Wolverines helmets, who else has a really damn good helmet? USC has some good helmets. But just aesthetically, it's so pleasing, because it's just different. It's not Clemson, it's not Bama, it's not, all these teams that have Georgia. It's not these teams that used to just rock everybody every single year for the first couple of times. So anyways, we'll end the stream there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, be sure to hit that like button. It goes a long way, and I really appreciate it. This channel's been growing for the last couple of days, so yeah. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in another stream. Peace out.